Welcome to Drunk Money. This is part 3 of my 3-part series on building up enough savings for $50K in your portfolio, which then starts to build upon itself at an exponential rate. If you like these videos, please like, subscribe, and I will make more for you. Today's part 3, how you can build up this $50K. So I started in 2010, and again, I started slow, $100 a month. Didn't really max out my Roth until last year. And so it's taken me 8 years to get there. I definitely wish I would have started earlier. I wish I would have had a stronger drive earlier. That really didn't, come about until last year, the year before, where I really started to push for that maxing out my Roth. I thought it was impossible. I thought it was ridiculous, $440 or so a month. But again, this is about sacrifice. You know, I was also the same person who was going out to eat 3 times a week and, making poor financial choices. So shifting that up, I'm going to teach you today a little bit on how you can do it too. So the first thing I have in my notes here is that action precedes motivation. So a lot of people say, oh, I'm waiting for the motivation to exercise, or I'm waiting for the motivation to spend money. And that's not what it's about. If you're going to be waiting all the time, you're going to be waiting forever. Action comes first. So just start. You just got to start. Just like someone who's needing to get to the gym, you just got to put on those gym shorts, you just got to put on those shoes, and you just got to start moving. Your motivation will come later. Same thing with money. You just start. You just put away money. The first thing is, you got to pay yourself first. So as soon as you get paid next, you take 10 to 15% and you pay yourself first. That's the start. That's it. 10 to 15%, that's all you need to do. Put it somewhere where you can't touch it, where it's harder to get to it. Preferably an account that takes a few days to get it out of if you really needed it. But you just got to start. Something I want to say is time is on your side. So especially if you're young, time is on your side. I have a friend who, she's like, I'm 30 something, so why would I think about retirement now? And it's like, why wouldn't you? I wish I started at 18. I wish that, someone had started for me when I was younger and kind of given me that gift. So time is on your side if you're young. And like I said in my second video on my journey, you can start with as little as $25 a month with Primerica. I don't recommend them just because of their expense ratios and fees. However, that would be a good way to kind of, that's how I got going, where it was so far away and automated that I couldn't access it, and that built up enough to really kind of get the snowball rolling. So pay yourself first. It requires sacrifice. You don't get to eat out wherever and whenever you want. This isn't YOLO. This is about building the muscle to restrain yourself, and making purchases so you can build a better future for yourself. I always like to say, what is future Jeff going to think about this? Is future Jeff going to like and even remember that I went out to eat, or is future Jeff going to take that, $20 and put it into a market where it could make it double itself over the course of my life? So build the muscles to restrain yourself to build your own better future. One of my examples as far as making sacrifices and building that muscle is my truck. I have an old 96 truck, crank windows, no air conditioning, and of course I would like a better truck. I could dream and think about it all the time, but knowing that my truck's paid off, it gets me to where I need to go, and knowing that I'm making that sacrifice, that's gonna, all that money saved is gonna build a better future for me. It just feels really good. We grow when we're at our comfort edge, our comfort zone, the edge of it. You don't grow by being comfortable. You grow when you're uncomfortable. Think about the gym. When you're pushing up that last rep and your muscles are tearing, you're growing those muscles. And same thing, if you're just comfortable all the time, if you get the latest vehicle, if you got the heated seats, think about the financial impact that has. So that's just one of my examples of sacrifice that I make. But after that, if you build at least $1,000, and you can get into a Vanguard low expense fund, and then you just automate it. So I think their lowest fees are $1,000, but I think even Fidelity now has 0 expense, no minimum. So That's another way to go. So 3 steps for how you can build 50K. Pay yourself first, 10 to 15%. No excuses. It's more important than any other bill. Number 2, make sacrifices, cut expenses. Think before you buy something. So my wife and I like to talk about a 30-day rule for bigger purchases, right? I wanted like a big soundbar speaker, and I would have loved to just get it that day, right? There's that immediacy, the need, or my tailgate handle on my truck broke, right? And I wanted to fix it that day because I had it pulled apart. Well, going to the store for that day would have been $50 some odd. Ordering it online, $12. That sound bar, it's like, do I really want this? Do I really want this? Well, after 30 days, I was still thinking about it and wanting it, and I, budgeted for it, and I got it, right? So it's not necessarily sacrifice. It's just building that muscle of waiting and planning and being more thoughtful about your purchases. A lot of the times, that 30 days, those purchases don't cut it. I look at some, things on my wish list from 30 days ago. I don't even want it anymore, right? And I think that it would be wise to just really be more thoughtful about the purchases we make. And last, number 3 is finding a low expense ratio fund. I recommend Vanguard. There's other ones out there. Like I said, Fidelity has 0 expense fees and things like that. So yeah, that's 3 ways how to do it. You start to build up the wealth, and then your challenge, and I want to hear those comments, your challenge is to increase your savings rate. So this could be for anyone, right? Whether you're making $10,000 a year, whether you're making $100,000 a year, you can increase your savings rate. So I'm proud to say that I try to hit at least 50% savings rate, sometimes 60% savings rate. So that means out of the money that's coming into my check, about half or more, a little over half, is going towards my retirement accounts, savings, and the like. So I have maybe 25% in expenses, maybe 30% in, eating out and things like that. But yeah, increase your savings rate. See if you can get up to over 15%. That's the challenge at first, but then it becomes kind of addicting. So if you like this video, please like, and hopefully next time I hear from you, you'll be making 50K or more.